Rodolfo Roman of The Roman Show. This week, we welcome Michael Lilly to the program. This man he's stepping inside the cage during the pandemic. Titan FC returns with a fight card May 29th, and this is just one of the fighters that will be on that fight card. He takes on Kendly St. And a whole lot of great fights available that evening on May 29th, and it's available on UFC Fight Pass. So Michael Lilly joins us right here on the program. But listen, this interview is brought to you by our good friends of Ballsy or Ball Wash. You've heard me talk about it many times on the podcast. That's ballwash.com is the website, and they've just came out with this great, amazing new product. Is the Ball Guard Liquid Powder. And it reduces sweat, irritation, and odor. Check it out for yourself. Make sure you visit ballwash.com. Use the promo code The Roman Show and get a percentage off your purchase. Head on over right now, ballwash.com, or just go to theromanshow.com. We got all the details right there. All right. Coming up next, Michael Lilly on the program, and check out his fight on May 29th on UFC Fight Pass, as Titan FC is the first regional promotion, as far as I'm concerned, that will hold an event after the UFC. So, pretty cool stuff. Titan FC, May 29th. Michael Lilly up next on The Roman Show. Welcome back, everyone, to The Roman Show. And we are excited because here in South Florida, we're getting mixed martial arts back. Unfortunately, the fans cannot attend, but you can see it at your home. And last I checked, it was UFC Fight Pass, but I also understand it's going to be on pay-per-view. We're getting more details on this, but Titan FC returns with more action May 29th, Friday night. And Michael Lilly, who's on the phone right now, will be part of that fight card against Kendly St. And Mike, of course, is no stranger to Titan FC. He has competed there the last time. He actually defeated his opponent, and he's looking for another victory on Titan FC. But Mike, thanks so much for your time, and welcome to The Roman Show again.
Oh, thank you guys for having me. Thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate that intro. That was a nice intro.
Yeah, man, no worries. So Lilly, we're at a time right now where nobody knows what the hell's going on, but we're itching for fights, especially the fighters. Some fighters are training out their backyards. Some fighters aren't training at all. Some gyms are opened for those specific fighters. Some gyms are not open whatsoever. So how are you doing during this time of this pandemic and this pandemonium?
Well, I'm actually one of the lucky people because, as you know, I got a brother that also fights too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've been training with my brother, and then once I found out I had a fight, I just been going to the gym, because before I was training in my backyard with my brother. Once I found out I had a fight coming up, my coaches opened up the gym just for they set a schedule for me and my brother to go, so that way nobody's in the gym and nobody gets in trouble.
Well, then you're one of the lucky ones, because I think in Raymond Ramos was part of the fight card too. Guys training in his backyard with his friends, so that's, you're blessed. You got your brother who fights, who's also competed in Titan FC. So how does this training camp compare to other training camps that you've had in the past? Because you've only trained with your brother. Have you trained with someone else every now and then that you switch around?
It's mostly my brother, and then also Frank Carrillo, because he's on the card also.
Mm-hmm.
So he's there with me too. So we've been training together, and but it's not that much different because my brother's always with me. Me and my brother always training together, and we both have fights coming together most of the time. It's us working, and I don't see it too much different. Just I really don't see it that much different.
And how was it when Titan FC gave you a call and told you about this fight? Tell me the story, because really, a week or two ago, even to the day, everything is kind of up in the air. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and they told me I was happy and I was excited about it, because I feel like it's the best time to get a fight, because I'm not working. I get to focus on training full time, and that's like a fighter's dream, just focus on training, and that's it.
So of course, you have another job. I think, what else do you do?
No, I had a job.
Oh, you had a job. So you're one of the unfortunate ones that is in this situation.
So that's like something I always wanted. For me, I feel like the whole virus thing that happened. Some people might say it's bad because they lost their jobs, but for me, I'm actually happy about it because focus full time on fighting.
So, with this opponent of yours, Kendly St. he's a local guy. He's fought for other promotions. I'm gonna say maybe this is his first time for Titan FC. But for you, what is your opinion on him, and what were your thoughts when they offered you this guy as your opponent on May 29th?
When I was surprised he even accepted it, because Titan had a couple guys they offered me, and they said no, and they were guys with bigger records and more experience. And then he accepted the fight. He kind of reminded me about like when I first started. Like I had a messed up record. My record was 3-5. So for me, he's a dangerous threat, because I was in a position where I didn't have that many fights, and I was fighting guys with a lot more fights than me. And like when I first fought for Titan, my record was 3-5, and now I'm on a 3-fight win streak. So I see him as a dangerous opponent, and I'm going there pretending like I'm not pretending, but I'm going in there with the mindset of I'm fighting a guy with a whole lot of experience, and I'm taking him real serious.
And going into this fight, now you've been away some time away from the cage as far as fighting.
Yeah.
What were you doing during that time off?
No, I was just training nonstop. Been training nonstop. The reason I haven't fought is because it's hard for me to find fights. So yeah, that's the only reason why I haven't fought.
I get that comment a lot of times from fighters. What is it that some fighters just turn it down? This is an opportunity. They're always online calling people out, but then when they get offered and they name the person, they back down.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, because we're all fighters, we're all athletes, we're here to compete, and a lot of people don't want to compete. They try to, I guess, find guys with less records or losing records that they know for sure that they can beat, and they don't want to accept challenges. So it got to a point where, because I know you know that I've been back and forth from here in London. I wasn't able to get fights out here, and I got accepted a couple fights in London, and stuff happened where I couldn't go back over there for a little bit. But I was looking to go back over there and try to get some fights. But yeah.
Well, of course, when May 29th gets here, and the area is still undisclosed as far where we're going to have this fight. But one thing is for sure, and that is the setting. It's going to be completely different. There are no fans welcome to the venue. And there's going to be the less amount of people around the cage. It's going to be pretty much a skeleton show. Performing or fighting in front of a crowd or no crowd actually, how do you go into and I think because when I train, when you're sparring, it's just a bunch of old guys and girls training around you, and pretty much just use you and the other person. Is it that kind of same mindset going into a fight where that there's no crowd?
Yeah, I feel like it'll be just like another day in the gym, just going there, and just this time it's a real fight, not training. So I feel like it's gonna be something similar to that.
But one thing though that there is positive, knowing that there is a lack of sports, and really the only sport other than the WWE, which is sports entertainment. MMA is the only thing going around right now here in the United States. So we're gonna get a lot of eyes on this Titan FC fight card, and that's a plus for you and all the other rest of the guys that are part of this card.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good opportunity for people who don't know who Michael Lilly is to see me fight and get to know who I am. So I think it's a good thing that I'm one of the lucky people that gets to fight in this card.
And one thing about you, Lilly, I know you're big into comic books.
Yeah.
I say you carry out the Dragon Ball Z stuff and the tattoos. And is there something that you've been following lately or recently as far from that comic book world?
I don't know. I've been thinking about doing stuff for my weigh-ins. I'm thinking about doing something. I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. But or you mean like as of like what have I been watching anything, or do I have
have you been Netflix and chill or whatever streaming service you're watching some anime?
Just watching a bunch of anime on Crunchyroll, catching up on My Hero Academia, stuff like that. I don't know if you ever heard that one. It's one of the newer animes. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm watching right now. That's a good one. It reminds me of Dragon Ball Z mixed with Naruto.
Now you also draw, right? You also draw, don't you?
Yeah, but I haven't drawn in a long time. I kind of like stopped.
But was that another passion of yours, drawing? And do you think that you'll get back into it one day?
Maybe one day, But yeah, I used to do that a lot when I was a kid. I used to draw almost every day, and then when I was in school, I wouldn't be paying attention to the teacher. I was just sitting in my desk drawing. The teacher's supposed to be, we're supposed to be taking notes. The teacher's talking, so they're just drawing comic book characters and Dragon Ball Z stuff.
So maybe one day make an anime comic book, or that may be something you'd like to pursue in the future.
Something like that, and then hopefully after, when I make it to the big show, I'll be in one of these fighting games like Street Fighter or something like that. That's my goal.
You haven't created like any characters by any chance that you've drawn, or?
Nah, I never really like created any characters. Most of the stuff I draw, just copy and see it. Stuff I've seen, just copy it down.
Now I like to pick your brain here. I think we talked about it. I don't know if you'd like to share, but WWE. I think you had a tryout with the WWE. Is that right? Tell me about that. Tell me about that experience.
Nah, it was a cool experience. It was something different from MMA, and it was cool. I learned a lot of stuff when I was out there, and it kind of like boosted my confidence because I'm not even a wrestler like that. Like I wrestled like background wrestling in high school, but not like WWE wrestling. Like I wrestled in high school and stuff, but it's totally different, and it built my confidence because like I'm not even in that sport, and they chose me to give me the opportunity to go try out, and they liked me, just that they wanted me to have a little bit more character. But when I went there, I didn't know that I was supposed to have a character and all this stuff. I just thought I was supposed to just be Michael Lilly, be myself. And but it was a cool experience. They would like for me to come and try out again one day, but I haven't reached out to them about it. But I don't know, I just haven't been thinking about it. My focus right now has just been fighting, because fighting is what I love. So maybe in the future, when I'm done fighting, maybe I'll give it another shot.
And we hear so much in the news here. Look, even Henry Cejudo says that he might be contemplating going into the WWE. Kobe Covington is thinking about going to the WWE. There's been rumors about Conor McGregor, and we know about Ronda Rousey. She had a great time there. Shayna Baszler, who's over there. Ken Shamrock. There's a whole list of mixed martial artists that have gone on that route. But in that training, did you take some bumps in the ring, or is it more of just a physical testing your physicality and your athleticism?
It's actually pretty hard, man. But good thing when I went there in shape, like if I was training for a fight. But the training's pretty hard. I got bumps and bruises. I didn't realize that the rope, like when they bounce off of it and stuff, it actually hurts. I had bruises on my back, and when you fall to the mat, they call it bumps.
Right.
And if you don't fall right, you smack the back of your head, you can knock yourself out. But the training's pretty intense, man. It's hard. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I went in there thinking, I'm an MMA fighter, I get punched in the face. It's not going to be that bad. And if you don't have good cardio, you're going to go out there and die. I've seen guys over there throwing up and quitting. And it's a lot tougher than people think. And I think for people that think that it's easy to go out there and act and do all that stuff, it's actually pretty hard.
And who were some of the trainers that were looking at you or judging you or scouting you?
I can't remember the name. Scotty Too Hotty was there. There was a bunch of other guys, but they're older. But they're before I was even born. I don't even remember the names. But there's a couple guys out there. But one I remember the most was Scotty Too Hotty.
And yeah, we remember him.
What was the other lady's name? Lacey, I think Lacey Evans or something like that.
Okay.
She's like a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
That's her character.
Yeah.
She was there. And then what was the other guy's name? I forgot his name.
Regal?
Isn't it one of the guys? Yeah, Regal was there. And there's another guy. He was NXT guy. He used to play football for
Mojo.
LSU.
Mojo? Riley?
Yeah.
Mojo.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he was there.
But did they? So how did they found you? They contacted you?
Well, actually, I had a friend that he played in the German football league, and somehow he went out there and he tried out for it. He didn't make it, and he said that when he went out there, he said a lot of guys that they picked, they kind of looked like me and had like the same body type as me, and he said that it looked like something that I would be good at. And then he gave them my information, and that's how they got in contact with me.
Wow, that's a cool story there that you shared there with me. Now, growing up, were you a wrestling fan?
Yeah, me and my brother used to always play around. We used to always watch The Rock, Stone Cold, and what was the other guy, Mankind? We used to have the sock.
Yeah, Mr. Sacco.
Yeah. And I used to watch it all the time. We used to do all the wrestling moves in the room, get in trouble from my parents.
Well, that's something maybe then I guess we could talk about in the next time around, and maybe your character that you would potentially have if you were to make it there. So we got to focus May 29th. Kendly St. Louis and Michael Lilly going at it inside the Titan FC cage. Again, we don't know where it's going to be, but as you mentioned off the air, you'll go in the backyard and fight. We just want to fight. We want something down here in South Florida. It's about time. And a lot of eyes are going to be set on this fight card because there's nothing going around. And this is a great time for a lot of young fighters like yourself to really display your performance, your athleticism, and heck, even Dana White, all those guys are going to be looking at it because there's nothing on TV. So why not check out a show like Titan FC that's featured great talent? So, Mike, I want to thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to calling you inside the cage, wherever this may be. And I want to wish you good luck, man, and we'll have you here real soon.
All right, thanks, I really appreciate you for having me on the show.
This is The Roman Show.